All right, starting on another bookshelf, and we will pound through this fairly quickly because I have to go grocery shopping and it's the weekend. So a little bit more David McFadden, Anonymity Suite. I think this is the one where he uses dice to kind of determine the length of his poems, and then length of poem, length of the line. Like the opening of Exciting Times at the Nandi Airport. You don't body search a head of state. He just went storming by in his wheelchair at the Nandi airport, surrounded by a select team of special assistants, the distinguished and very honorable Father Walter Linney, the Prime Minister of Vanuatu. With his arm in a sling, he's been body searched by the Qantas at Honolulu airport as if he was just an ordinary bloke. So, yes, David McFadden in his travels and the strange, interesting sights he's seen. Next, we have double copies of The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky, which I did on my other channel. I did videos on first part, second part, third part, and then never did the fourth part. Not that I didn't really enjoy the fourth part, just because I think at that point I'd overloaded myself. I can't remember what. The Macduff version might be good, but the text font is very small. This one, which is a Constant Garnet older translation, is the one I ended up reading. I read it like this, and I also read it on ebook in nice large font because I was really having trouble with my eyes at that point, and I really enjoyed it. I've heard that Constant Garnet maybe planes down the oddness of Dostoevsky, but for my first go around, it was really good, and I will most likely find a more modern, more weird translation just to kind of get my variety on with this work. So yeah, but really loved it. Next, this is a kind of a thing of like a lot of stuff that I really love. The Seven Pillars of Wisdom by T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, which is his account of being seconded to the Saudi forces native Saudi forces during World War One, kind of fomenting, being a fomenter, sort of CIA man in a way, if you look at it that way, British CIA man, whatever their thing was, like an advisor, which was a way of basically, trying to cause as much trouble for the Germans. It's more than that. It's also sort of an oddly spiritual book, maybe a book about self-abnegation, about self-extinction, which it's a subject that really intrigues me as somebody who has a channel that I don't want anyone to ever watch, but I yet still have the desire to push out stuff on. So yeah, it resonates with me as some kind of an odd dude. Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, which I've only read bits of. It's a tiny little book. Maybe I should actually read the whole thing. Just give it read it through like it was just prose, just to have a baseline down. Yeah, Leaves of Grass, Walt Whitman. The Poems of Talus. Yet another copy of that. I think I've talked about him before. Maybe we'll get to him on my tiny bookshelf. Just poems by a guy in like the 1st century AD or BC, somewhere in there, that really resonate to me. That still sound really like, he's complaining about his lover. They feel very vivid. He's also just amazing poet from all I've heard, even though I'm peering at him through the cage of translation. Next is the Portable Poe, the most comprehensive one-volume edition of all his best known tales and poems, with representative articles, criticisms, and letters, and a special selection of his opinions. Nice little Poe all-in-one. I have not read it all. I've read some of it. Once Upon a Midnight Jury, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. And we'll stop there for the moment. That's a good short book, very short little section of my bookshelf tour.